Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. And today I'm going to be showing you how I made this Gable treat box, and we're using the paper from BeeBeeCrafts. In fact, it's actually a writing set, and this was one of the envelopes, and I thought it was a beautiful paper, so I cut the envelope up to use to decorate my box. So as you can see, I've just added some lace and some twine to fasten it up, and I've used a tag die to get the shape along the top here, and then I've just added a birthday sentiment and this gorgeous butterfly. And inside, I'm not going to open it because it's all nicely fastened up, but I've just added a few of these chocolate eclairs, and yeah, I think it's turned out really nice. So if you want to know how to make it, then let's get started. Okay, so to make this project, you're going to need some cardstock, and I'm going to use some craft cardstock, and this is the template that I have here. So this is what we are aiming for. So you're going to need a piece of card that measures, let me just find my measurement, 10.5 by 5, and we're going to start scoring along the 10.5 inch side. So you can see that I've already scored it, but I'm just going to go over the measurements with you. So along the 10.5 inch side, we're going to score at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. Then along the 5 inch side, we're going to score at 4.25, 2.5 and 3.75. So now we're going to fold and burnish on those score lines. Now we're going to do some trimming. So we're going to have our 1/2 inch panel on the right hand side, and we're going to start cutting off these smaller rectangle pieces. So the ones that we need to cut off and leave, so these are the ones that we need to cut off, and then we need to leave this one to be able to fasten our box together. So we're going to cut them off. And we're going to give this a trim at an angle, like so. We want to cut up these score lines here. So we're going to just cut up that score line, and then we're going to give it a slight trim on either side of that score line. So now we need to do some more trimming, and we're going to come to what would be the top of our box. So we're going to fold it over. Again, I'm just going to mark with a pencil the sections that we need to cut off. So we're going to cut this section off, leaving this one, cut this one off, and we're going to leave this section. So again, go ahead and cut them off completely. Okay, so that's what we have so far, and now we need to actually cut down these score lines here. So before I assemble this, I want to add my paper. To decorate this, I got this beautiful writing set from BeeBeeCrafts, and I absolutely love this paper that was used for this envelope. So I'm actually going to take this envelope apart and use this paper to decorate my box, because I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart, cut all the paper, and I will come and tell you the measurements. Okay, so I've added my paper, and isn't that cute? And these measure 2 3/8 by 1 1/8, and I've cut 10 pieces of the paper. and that's what it looks like. I've also distressed the edges of my paper using the Tim Holtz Distressing Old Paper, and I think it looks gorgeous. And then I've also gone ahead and rounded the corners that are the bottom of my box. Now we need to die cut the tag. You can punch a border punch if you wish, if you don't have a tag, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a tag. So I'm just going to lay my cardstock upside down, and I'm using my Cuttlebug die cutting machine, which is the smaller version. Normally I would use a bigger one, but I thought I'd use the small one because not everybody has the big die cutting machine, and I just wanted to show that it's possible to do it like this. So I have this tag, so I'm lining up the top of my tag with the edge of my cardstock here. So I'm going to lay that on there and making sure that it's straight, and press the washi tape down to keep that in place. Okay, and we need to fold our card in so then it will run through our machine. So we need to make sure that's folded over. We're going to get the cutting plate that's going to go on top, and we're lining up the edge of our cutting plate with the fold on this cardstock here. Okay, so you'd place it over the top of your die, lining it up with that fold like so, and then that way it's just going to cut this part of the tag and leave this section alone. So let me open up my Cuttlebug, place this inside. Okay, and once I'm happy, I can run that through. Peel that off like so. There's your first one, and there we go. So that is that done now. I've gone ahead and distressed my paper with the Distress Oxide tea dye. I forgot to mention that earlier on, but this is now ready to assemble. So we're just going to add some double-sided tape to this 1/2 inch section here, and then we can just simply fold it over flat and press that down like that. And then we need to fold over the flaps, and that is the back of the box, so that is going to go in first. So we've got the sides, and then we have the bottom. And I'm actually going to add another piece of cardstock over the top of that just to make it a bit more neater and more sturdier, which I'll tell you the measurement in a minute. But for now, we're just going to add some double-sided tape and stick that bit down. Okay, so that's that. Then these side panels will fold in like that. Then we fold this in, and we can tie our box together. But how cute is that? Okay, but first of all, I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock to go on the bottom here, and then we can start adding our lace and add a few embellishments, and I'll show you the sweets that I'm going to put inside it. Okay, so I've cut my piece of cardstock that's going to go on the bottom, and this measures 2.5 by 2.5, and that's just going to make that a bit more tidier, and I might have to just trim it ever so slightly. So you might want to just cut it just under 2.5. because I made mine slightly too big, but that's okay. So there we go. So that makes that a bit more tidier. And then to decorate, and I'm just deciding which I want to be the front. So I think I'm going to have this as the front. So I have this cute embellishment, butterfly embellishment that I've cut out, and I'm going to place that on the front there. And then I have this birthday wishes sentiment which I've stamped on some white cardstock, distressed the edges of my card, and I'm going to place that on there like so. And it doesn't matter if it's sticking out. In fact, I might just have that there and then move the butterfly over. Yeah, something like that. So I'm going to stick them down. So I've got some chocolate eclairs here, and I thought I'd just put them in just to show you. So there we go, so they fit in there nicely, and then we can just add some lace or ribbon to the box. How cute is that? Love it. So as you saw, you could fit quite a few sweets in there, or some mini chocolate bars, but I think that's turned out really adorable, and that paper is just stunning. So there we go, guys, that is the Gable treat box that I've used papers from BeeBeeCrafts, and I really hope that you enjoyed that tutorial. If so, give it a big thumbs up. Over to my Facebook group called Crafty Heaven. I'll leave the link in the video description bar. Come and give us a follow and share your projects on there. Yeah, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.